If you are suffering from low energy or feeling sluggish or don't have the get up and go you need, or you just want to have more energy, I mean, who doesn't? You clicked on the right video. Greetings, I'm Dr. Cori Stern. Welcome to my channel, Take Control of Your Health. If this is your first time watching and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, it would make me so happy if you would do that now. There's lots of great health information on here for you. And if you feel that the material in this video helped you, please don't forget to hit the like button, which helps other people to find it. And lastly, and most importantly, if you know anybody that you think would benefit from the information here, please make sure you share it with them. So let's go ahead and talk about how energy, sorry, my dogs are interrupting, how energy gets made in your body. And that's important to understand because the way that you fix it is going to have to do with how it's made. And make sure you stay tuned till the end, where I will share my very favorite products for helping to support your energy. So let's start with the premise that your body is made out of cells. Every part of you is made out of cells. Every organ in your body, every square inch of you is made out of cells. And those cells have little machines in them whose job it is to make energy. The machines produce substances that your body uses for energy. Every single system in your body has this going on. Nothing can work without the cellular machinery producing substances that create energy. The main organs that I think of when I think about energy are the heart, the adrenals, and the thyroid. So we'll talk a little bit more about how to help those three organs and support them to produce enough energy for you to function well. So what actually gives the machinery in your cells the material it needs to produce energy? That is nutrition, right? And that's really what everything I talk about is based in nutrition. If you eat crappy food, then your energy production is not going to be sufficient, and you will suffer low energy. And the problem with that is when you're low on energy, many people then turn to other substances to help stimulate them so that they can function. Substances such as sugar and caffeine, or sugar and caffeine together, like energy drinks, or other stimulants like nicotine and other drugs. And that actually ends up making everything worse, because those drugs impair the cellular machinery and you become less energetic over time. So that's not a good solution. I can understand you doing that in the moment, but it's not the right way to address the problem. So let's talk about the most important, let's say, activities or things that you need to do in order to begin the process of supporting your energy. And this is going to sound a little bit obvious, but a lot of people are not doing these things. So number one is eating nutrient-dense food. Things that grow in the ground, grow on a tree, or have a mother and are minimally processed, right? If you're eating processed products, you are not getting the nutrients that you need in order to feed your cellular machinery. It is not going to function properly. Okay, so there are many videos on this channel that tell you exactly what you should be eating. All right, so the right combination of protein and fats and good quality carbohydrates is what the cells use to produce energy. Next is something else that's going to seem obvious, but people don't do it, and that is getting enough sleep. Sleep is where you do most of your healing. Okay, so it's obvious that when you don't get enough sleep, you feel tired. So it's a very critical component of energy production. And I do have a video on sleep. I can put that video in the description, a link to it, because if you're having trouble with sleep, that needs to get addressed. You also should be reducing your exposure to bad stuff. So things like dirty electromagnetic fields, too much time spent on a cell phone or a computer, or time spent near a smart meter. That stuff actually interferes with your cellular machinery. It's not going to do as good a job producing energy. And then there are certain drugs also. Well, you know what? I'm going to say all drugs. Pharmaceuticals zap your energy. Okay, so different drugs do it in different ways, but even over-the-counter drugs, Tylenol or acetaminophen or paracetamol is the #1 cause of acute liver failure. It zaps your glutathione levels, which is an antioxidant, which is needed for energy production. Okay, so avoiding pharmaceuticals is also important. Next is movement. Okay, and I'm not saying exercise, although exercise is good. I'm saying movement. We are not designed for sitting, really, at all. You know, before there was technology, people didn't sit. People didn't have time to sit, and you know, sitting was not a thing. You know, maybe occasionally, but mostly people were moving or laying down and sleeping, and maybe squatting to pee or poop or give birth. Okay, so moving to get your circulation so it doesn't become stagnant, or your chi, you know, your internal energy flow. When that stagnates, it will stagnate your energy as well. The body is supposed to be moving. So just find a way to do that. Even if you don't have the energy to start exercising, that's fine. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just walk. Just walk. Walk, especially if the sun is out, especially if you can be near nature, trees and grass, all of that will really make a difference with energy production. And then the last thing I want to talk about in terms of things that you need to do is hydration. So people don't realize that dehydration causes fatigue. It really does. Most of your body is water. Every cell in your body has water in it. So if you're dehydrated, the cellular machinery is not going to do a good job producing energy. So I do have a video on water. It talks about the best kind of water to drink. I'll put a link to that also in the description. But it's amazing to me how many people, patients that I talk to, that just aren't drinking enough water. And some people don't get thirsty. So even when you're not thirsty, you have to drink water anyway. Thanks for the reminder, Dr. Cori. Okay, so before I talk about my favorite products, I just want to give a shout out to my partner in truth, HAT, which stands for Hardcore Awakened Truth Seekers. And this movement was inspired into creation amidst hyper-political division in the last few years to get away from polarization and bring people together across the political spectrum to the truth and a sense of community that allows us to move forward. This movement is making real strides in achieving this vision. They have a huge Telegram channel. If you're on Telegram, check them out. I'll put a link in the description. It's growing by the day. They have a blog, which is hatstruth.substack.com, which I am working on contributing to. And they also have a store with cool hat merchandise, such as this lovely hoodie. Now it's where I am, it's spring, so I'm going to be changing to my hats t-shirts pretty soon. And you saw me take a sip out of my hats mug a minute ago. I love the colors that they have with their merchandise, so please check them out and support them. Okay, so now let's talk about my go-to products for energy support. And my number one, my personal number one, is called Cataplex E2. All of the products I'm going to talk about as far as supplements come from my favorite nutritional supplement company, Standard Process. I have a video on why whole food supplements are better for you, and that's what these are. So Cataplex E2 is a fraction of the vitamin E vitamin that actually increases oxygenation into your tissues. So it's the fraction of the vitamin E that carries oxygen. And boy, does it work great. So it's so good for heart support. I've been on this for a really long time. My father died of a heart attack when he was 47 years old. And I've always had, a little bit of anxiety about my heart, keep protecting my heart and keeping it healthy. And I have just a minor, something benign. It's a heart murmur, but once in a while I feel weird stuff in there. And this has been a lifesaver. So I take this every single day, and then I take more of it when I'm working a really long day and I'm starting to maybe feel a little bit fatigued, and I don't want to drink caffeine, especially at night. That would keep me awake. So what do? I pop a few of these. This is also good to take before you go exercise because it increases oxygenation into the tissue, which helps with endurance, right? So you can keep going a little bit longer. All right, so, and I give this to my dogs too. So that is one of my very favorites. All right, the next one I'm going to talk about is Ginkgo Forte. So Ginkgo is amazing for microcirculation. It also, it does something that I describe as turning the lights on in your brain, right? So you just feel like more alert, more awake, and helps with focus. So it increases the circulation into your brain and into your eyes, the small blood vessels in your eyes. So it's good for your vision, into your ears. So it's good for your hearing. It's also radioprotective. So it actually protects against radiation. So this is something else I take every day. I know I take a lot of stuff. People comment on it, but I don't care because I'm 59. I feel great. I want to live as long as possible and as healthy as possible. I do a lot of stuff. I run a business. I do my videos. I teach other doctors how to do this all over the United States. I have a special needs son. I do a lot of stuff. I need energy. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes. All right. So the next supplement that I want to talk about is called Rhodiola and Ginseng Complex. So rhodiola, well, actually both rhodiola and ginseng are what we call adaptogens, which are a substance that helps your body to adapt to stress better. And they're also tonics, they're energy tonics. Rhodiola has been shown in research to help lower cortisol levels in chronically stressed people. So I don't have to tell you that stress is also an energy zapper. And all of the things I'm talking about, everything, getting more sleep, eating nutrient dense food, staying hydrated, moving around, taking these supplements will all help your body to handle stress better. So yes, I take this too. You know what? I don't want to try to not take it because I like the way I feel. And no side effects, no bad side effects, just more energy. Okay, so the next supplement I'm going to talk about is another one of my favorites, and it's called Tribulus. And that is an herb that is, it also improves circulation, also helps with endurance, with exercise endurance. So you could take it before exercise. And it's also an energy tonic, but it does other stuff. It supports hormones, both for men and women. So in men, it helps to elevate testosterone and reduce estrogen or estradiol. In women, it helps to elevate follicle stimulating hormone, FSH, which helps to increase estrogen. So it does all that stuff. And it's also a aphrodisiac. So it improves sex drive and it also enhances sexual pleasure, right? And that's a stress reducer too. Very important one. So the interesting thing to know about tribulus, which very few people know, and this is one of the reasons why I use this company, all right? So this company is called MediHerb and they're a subsidiary of Standard Process. And by the way, all this is available on my website, drcori.com, click shop, and then drop down bar shop Standard Process. So the thing to know about tribulus is that if it doesn't come from Bulgaria or Slovakia, it does not have the active constituent in it that actually makes a difference. Okay, so these are little interesting tidbits to know about these herbs and why you can't just order them from anywhere and hope for the best. They may not work. Okay, just a couple of more. The next one I want to talk about is iodomir, and iodomir is just a little touch of iodine. Okay, it's food derived. It's from New Zealand, green mussels, and iodine is very important for thyroid functioning, and thyroid is a very important organ in terms of energy. But iodine is not only important for your thyroid, there are many other organs that need iodine, especially your reproductive organs, your ovaries and the prostate and the breast tissue, right? So when you have adequate iodine, you're less likely to have, let's say, develop a problem like breast cancer. And that's for both men and women. But almost all of your organs need iodine. If you're iodine deficient, it could affect your energy levels. So I do recommend that you take this in the morning because if you're iodine deficient, it might give you a little bit of an energy boost. Okay, the next one is called Ashwagandha complex. Ashwagandha is another herb that's an adaptogen, helps your body handle stress better. And what's interesting about it is it calms you down, but gives you energy at the same time. So adaptogen, meaning it helps you adapt to your situation, to your current circumstances. So when I put stressed people on this, they tell me that they have more energy and they're calmer at the same time. So this particular product, ashwagandha, also has licorice in it, which helps with energy support. And there's a little ginseng in here as well. And then the last supplement I want to talk about is called Cellular Vitality. And just like the name says, it helps to revitalize the cells. So this is loaded with the B vitamins. The B vitamins are very important for the cellular machinery to produce energy. This also has in it a few other things that are really good for energy support. It has berry powder extracts, all the different berries, raspberry, and I think, let's see, I'm sorry, I have to put my glasses on because the writing is very small on here. Cranberry, blueberry, ruby grape, raspberry, and black raspberry. So it has all those cool antioxidants in it. It also has a little bit of ginseng, which we already talked about. And it has CoQ10, which is good for energy support. Bromelain, which is from pineapple. That's a great enzyme that's anti-inflammatory. And it has the cordyceps mushroom that helps with fatigue. And it also has RNA, ribonucleic acid. So RNA is really important for brain support, for memory. I talk about it on my memory video, which I can put a link to. And it is especially important if you're spending a lot of time on devices that produce high frequency electromagnetic fields, because it saps the RNA out of your brain and your eyes. Those devices do. So to replenish it is really helpful for focus and concentration. That's it for the supplements. The last thing I want to mention that you can use in place of stimulants or, caffeine and sugar in the meantime while you're working on energy support are essential oils. So there's a lot of essential oils that help to wake you up. So my favorites are peppermint and grapefruit. Let's see, I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget, even though you think I would remember my favorites. Lime, grapefruit, peppermint, and I actually love lemongrass. Also, this is like one of my favorites. It just makes me feel happy and uplifted when I smell it. So you can just put them in a diffuser and inhale them. You can put them on your wrists and on the bottom of your feet. You can just, sometimes I just put them right here just to wake myself up, or, on my temples. So I do sell these in my office, but they're readily available on, anywhere. You can get good essential oils anywhere. So I'm not selling them on my website. If you need specific help, like if you need me to figure out what's going on with your body, I can do a virtual consult. I'm very happy to do that. You just go on drcori.com and then click on virtual consult and you can get that scheduled. And otherwise, for the supplements, as I already said, you can get them on drcori.com, click shop standard process, and they're all on there. And that's it for now. I really hope this was helpful. And I look forward to hearing from you in the comments if you have any questions or you need further help with anything. And for now, I hope you have a very energetic rest of your day. Take care, guys.